call it catfight. These aren't divas, okay? These are not ladies who broke into the business after being swimsuit models. These are trained professional wrestlers, first and foremost, and they're locking up in the middle of the ring.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Misty James cinches in a side headlock, really grinding away on the side of Adams' head.
Well, Violet Adams wanted this. Violet Adams gets it. Side headlock takeover now by the ladies champion.
Have you ever seen Misty James look this angry going into a contest, Dean?
No, she looks absolutely incensed, but absolutely focused. It's like she's taking that anger and she's going to channel it so that she can dispatch Violet Adams in the best way possible. And I'm sure that Tasha Simone is watching this match, because the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance has the eyes of the Alliance, thank goodness. Thank you, NWA, for shining a spotlight upon us. We want to be worthy. Grinding away on that neck. Violet Adams is calling out in pain. And Misty not letting up one little bit.
Well, Misty doing her best early on to try to wear away as much of the fight as she can out of Violet Adams. This one's not going to end quick. She knows that, but she needs to lay in the groundwork.
She had to work to get those leg scissors in place, but she finally got them. And she's cinching it in. But Misty James is back arched in agony at this point.
James trying her darndest to find a positioning that will get her out of this maneuver. Adams doing everything she can to fight against Misty James' instincts and abilities, and for the moment has her firmly grounded on that mat, a position that Misty James initially brought her to. Misty James, though, finally slips out, and right back to a side headlock.
Very well played by the ladies champion. A lot of our people have been going down into Southern States Wrestling as well, as Misty comes up from Southern States Wrestling. So the talent trade is definitely paying off. Both federations are getting exposure from this. And Misty has held that headlock this entire match. Determination. Man, she's going to wear her down. Now, finally, Violet Adams mounting a viable offense. Wow, she tried to shoot her off and still right there on the headlock.
Well, Misty James has a decided leverage advantage. She's the much taller of the individuals, and she's using that to its fullest right now. But there's an equalizer. A rake of the eyes, that's everybody's weak spot. Man, woman, kid, dog, that'll stop you in your tracks.
Right back to it. Are you paying attention to this?
Undeterred.
You people are looking to break into the business, man or woman, boy or girl, you watch this. This has been a match of fundamentals. Misty James found what worked, and she has worked it until finally Violet Adams has broken the hold. That's what you call dogged determination, and Violet Adams is still feeling the effects of that. Almost
sure
5 minutes of that across both of her ears.
Violet Adams going for a hip toss. Misty James with the counter. Hooks the leg.
The ladies champion staying right there on top of Violet Adams now with the front face lock applied. And again, that's working the neck and the jawline. Misty James is staying right on it.
And you can practically hear the groans of pain coming from Violet Adams, even from our position.
Yes, Violet Adams is in pain. You think, oh, that's not a big move. Well, is it? Why has it been used for 105 years? And she comes out of it with a European uppercut. Another European uppercut, and Adams is staggered. And that's exactly the way Misty James wants her to be.
Wowie zowie, I felt that one.
Big kicks now. Misty James with a little bit of bounce in her step now. Violet Adams shooting into the midsection there. And a clubbing forearm. Man, you know, as much as I love a hard-fought contest, I hate to think of these ladies getting themselves hurt or something, but they're in here. Back suplex now.
Don't feel sorry for them. They are tougher than you, me.
Yeah, I agree.
90% of the men in this building would have trouble with them.
I agree. These ladies have years of training and the accolades that go with it. Wow! And that is definitely a unscientific bludgeoning maneuver.
And Misty James crawling away, trying to get to that corner.
She could have a concussion by now after those pummeling blows.
Well, the one smart thing she did in the midst of all that was she got over next to those ropes. All she had to do was reach her hand up. And thankfully so for Misty James. Violent Adams, though, not letting up at all. She'll give her a second between the 5 count, but then she'll start the next one.
Absolutely. Misty James firing back. And then now a side headlock of her own applied.
Turn around, Dean. Turn around. I can't help but think that Violet Adams, after having experienced this just a few moments ago, wants to make Misty James feel the same. But Misty James, she doesn't want that. Trying to fight out for all she's worth, but Violet Adams sent her down hard right there with that handful of hair, just pulling her down to the canvas.
And as she hit the mat, my eyes were drawn to a girl in the front row who is absolutely about to come out of her chair and attack Violet Adams herself. These are your heroes. Support them, cheer for them, come on out. Come see a live event. That's an uncharacteristic counter, wouldn't you agree?
And women's wrestling, definitely. But you can't argue with the fact it was very effective. And that gave Misty James all the opening she needed.
Elbow drop now by the SSW Women's Champion, who we recognize as our own champion here in NWA Mountain State. She drags the challenger up, shoots her across,
measures her, and misses big time.
Violet's waiting for her, setting her up. Wow, was that a European uppercut or a barroom uppercut? That was vicious.
Whatever it was, you can't argue with its effectiveness, Dean.
Absolutely.
I've got to disagree with this cover, Dean.
Well, Misty rolls her over. That's it.
Well, you know, I might disagree with the cover. I think Violet Adams might disagree with her attempted cover, but Misty James, she couldn't agree more with it. That was the opportunity she needed to escape this morning with a W.
Absolutely. A lazy cover turned into an effective pinfall by her opponent. And still, your SSW and arguably